My wife couldn't seem to stop talking about her boss, Richard. At first, I thought I was overreacting, until I came across the deleted messages and the hotel reservations made under a false name. Still, I didn't confront her right away. I decided to play it smarter. 9 months after I disappeared, she finally tracked me down. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "I don't even know who you are. My name's Daniel Cross. I'm 44 years old and own 3 pharmacies around Dallas. I built them from scratch over the past 15 years. It's honest work, good income, and I take real pride in helping my community. I'm not some corporate executive or big shot, just a man who worked hard to take care of his family." Amanda, my wife, she's 41. We met about 18 years ago at a charity event. Back then, she was a junior financial consultant, just out of grad school, full of ambition and this contagious energy that drew everyone in. I was running my first pharmacy at the time, barely keeping it afloat, but she believed in me. After 3 years of dating, we got married, bought a home in a quiet neighborhood, and had 2 wonderful kids. Chloe's 15 now, sharp, confident, already thinking about college. Caleb just turned 10 and loves baseball more than anything. For years, life was good. Amanda moved up at her firm, eventually becoming a senior financial consultant. I grew my business to 3 locations. We were living what I thought was the American dream. But about 8 months before everything fell apart, things began to shift. Subtle things at first, the kind you tell yourself not to worry about. Amanda started working late more often. Not every night, but enough to notice. "Big client," she'd say. "Richard needs these projections done." Richard Hayes, her boss, senior partner at the firm. In his 50s, divorced, one of those guys who still acts like he's 30. She'd mentioned him before, but suddenly his name was everywhere. "Richard thinks we should restructure the portfolio. Richard's trying a new strategy. Richard's taking the team to lunch." I told myself not to read into it. People talk about their bosses all the time, right? But then she began dressing differently. New skirts, tighter blouses, heels she'd never worn to the office before. One morning, when I complimented her, she barely glanced up from her coffee. "Just felt like changing things up," she said flatly. The distance grew. She'd come home, head straight for the shower, barely talk to me. Our conversations turned into chores. "Can you pick up Caleb from practice? Did you pay the electric bill? I'll be late Thursday." Then there was her phone. Amanda had never been secretive about it. For 16 years of marriage, she'd leave it lying around. On the kitchen counter, nightstand, couch. If it rang while she was busy, she'd ask me to check it. But now, it was always with her. Face down, within reach. She'd get a text. Her face would light up, then fade the moment she saw me watching. One night, around midnight, I woke up and noticed she wasn't in bed. I found her in the living room, whispering into her phone. "No, he's asleep," she said softly. I stood in the hallway listening. Then came a laugh, that private laugh she once saved only for me. When I walked in, she froze. "I'll call you back," she said quickly, hanging up. "Couldn't sleep?" I asked. She forced a smile. "Just work stuff. Go back to bed." But I knew it wasn't work. Deep down, I already knew. The next morning, she acted like nothing had happened. Made breakfast, chatted with Chloe about her history project, reminded Caleb to pack his gym clothes. Perfect wife, perfect mom. But that phone call haunted me. Over the next 2 weeks, I started watching more closely. Amanda's routine became a mystery I needed to solve. She'd leave for work at 8, come home around 7 or 8 at night. "Client meetings," she'd say. "Richard needs these reports finished." Always Richard. Always urgent. One evening, I decided to test her. "Hey, how about dinner Friday night?" I suggested. "Just us. Chloe can watch Caleb." Amanda hesitated, scrolling through her phone. "Can't. Richard scheduled a dinner with a potential investor Friday." "Big opportunity," she said, avoiding my eyes. "I really need to be there." I nodded slowly. "Sure, no problem." That Friday, after she left wearing a black dress I'd never seen before, I did something I never thought I would. I opened the Find My Phone app on my iPad. We'd set up family sharing years ago for the kids, so it tracked all our devices. Amanda's location popped up downtown, but not at any restaurant I recognized. I zoomed in. She was at the Riverside Hotel. My stomach dropped. I stared at that blue dot for 20 minutes. It didn't move. I told myself maybe the restaurant was inside the hotel, or maybe there was a business meeting. But I knew better. She got home at 11 that night. Makeup smudged, hair a bit messy. "How was dinner?" I asked from the couch. Exhausting, she sighed, kicking off her heels. Richard talks business nonstop. I'm going to shower and crash, she said. I watched her walk upstairs, and something inside me went cold. This wasn't paranoia anymore. This was real. The next morning, I called Cameron Foster, my old college friend. We'd graduated together and stayed close over the years. He'd gone into IT security, one of those guys who could uncover anything digital if you gave him time. Cam, I need a favor, I said when he answered. And it's not one I'm proud to ask. What's going on, Danny? I took a deep breath. I think Amanda's seeing someone else. I need to know for sure. There was silence, then a sigh. You really want to go down that road? Sometimes not knowing is easier. I'm already on it, I said. I just need proof. Cameron paused. All right, but if we find something, you can't unsee it. I know, I said quietly. That's exactly the point. Cameron came by that Saturday while Amanda took the kids to Chloe's soccer game. He brought his laptop and a black duffel bag full of equipment that looked straight out of a spy thriller. Setting up on my kitchen table, he glanced at me. You realize this is kind of a gray area, right? I don't care about gray areas anymore, I replied. I just need the truth. He nodded and got to work. First, he showed me how to log into our phone records through the carrier's website. The pattern was obvious and damning. Dozens of late-night calls to the same number. Texts sent and received at all hours. Cameron ran the number through a reverse lookup site. Richard Hayes, he read. That's her boss, right? My jaw tightened. Yeah, that's him. But the phone logs were just the beginning. Cameron pulled out a small device. This is a data recovery tool. If she deleted anything, we might find it in her cloud backups. You still have her Apple ID? I nodded. She'd given it to me years ago when we set up family sharing. Cameron connected to her account and began downloading files. This'll take about an hour, he said. Grab a beer or something. I couldn't. My stomach was in knots. I just sat there, watching the progress bar crawl across the screen, dreading what we'd uncover, but needing to see it. When the download finished, Cameron's face darkened. Danny, you sure you want to look at this? Show me. He turned the laptop toward me. There they were, dozens of deleted messages between Amanda and Richard. My eyes skimmed through them, each one worse than the last. Dinner was amazing. You're amazing. I can't stop thinking about Thursday. When can I see you again? Tuesday. Same place. Daniel has a Rotary meeting. It felt like a punch to the chest. My hands trembled as I scrolled further. There were plans, times, even meeting spots, barely disguised. And then I saw the one that made my blood run cold. Amanda had written that she felt awful lying to me. Richard had replied that she deserved happiness, that he valued her in ways I never could. She'd responded that she just needed more time to figure things out. I pushed the laptop away and began pacing the kitchen. Cameron stayed quiet, giving me space. There's more, he said finally. Hotel reservations. She's been booking under another name. I found the confirmations in her email. My voice was barely a whisper. How long? Cameron checked. The earliest ones from about 6 months ago. 6 months. Half a year of lies. Of her coming home, kissing me goodnight, pretending nothing was wrong. I felt sick. What do you want to do? Cameron asked gently. I looked up at him, and something shifted inside me. The pain was still there, but beneath it was something colder. Determination. I want copies of everything, I said. Every message, every call, every reservation. Then I need a lawyer. Monday morning, I walked into the office of Vincent Shaw, the best divorce attorney in Dallas. Cameron had recommended him, said he was tough, but fair. The kind of man you wanted in your corner when your life was falling apart. Vincent was in his early 50s, sharp suit, silver hair, and eyes that didn't miss a thing. He gestured for me to sit across from his large oak desk. Cameron filled me in a bit, Vincent said. Tell me everything. I explained it all. The calls, her behavior, the hotel, and finally handed him the flash drive Cameron had prepared. It's all there, I said. Messages, emails, phone logs, everything. Vincent plugged it in, scanning the files carefully. His expression stayed calm and professional. After a few minutes, he leaned back. Mr. Cross, I won't sugarcoat this. What you have here is clear evidence of infidelity. In Texas, even though it's a no-fault state, proof of adultery can still affect property division and alimony. I don't want her getting a cent more than she's owed, I said firmly. Understood, he nodded. First, we need to protect your assets. You own 3 pharmacies, correct? Yes. Built them myself over 15 years. Vincent made a few notes. Any of them jointly owned? 2 are solely under my name, I said. 1 we bought together 5 years ago. Good, Vincent replied. We'll need full valuations on all 3. Do you have a prenup? I shook my head. Never thought I'd need one. Most people don't, he said. But that's not a deal breaker. You mentioned joint accounts? 1 checking, 1 savings. Vincent leaned forward. Here's what I want you to do today. Go to your bank and withdraw exactly half of what's in those accounts. Not a cent more, not a cent less. Move it into a personal account under your name only. Then remove her as an authorized user on any of your credit cards. Won't that tip her off? I asked. Maybe, Vincent admitted. But if she suspects something and empties those accounts first, you'll be in trouble. We move now, and we move smart. I nodded, taking it all in. Next, Vincent continued. Document everything from this point forward. If she comes home late, record the time. If she lies about where she's been, write it down. Keep a journal, somewhere she won't find it. Maybe at work. I hesitated, then asked what had been weighing on me. What about the kids? Chloe's 15, Caleb's 10. How does custody work? Vincent's expression softened slightly. That's where things get tricky. Texas usually favors joint custody unless one parent's unfit. The affair won't automatically make her lose parental rights. But the court will consider the children's preferences, especially Chloe's, given her age. That hit hard. I'd have to share custody. Watch my kids split their time between 2 homes. Divide holidays. All because Amanda couldn't keep her promises. There's one more thing, Vincent said. Eventually, you'll have to confront her, but not yet. Not until we have everything ready. What do you mean? Vincent smiled, the kind of smile that wasn't warm. I mean we catch her in the act. Leave no room for denial. No way for her to twist it. You'll need patience, but when the time comes, it'll be worth it. I left Vincent's office with a plan and a new sense of focus. Amanda thought she was being clever, that she had everything under control. She had no idea what was coming. That afternoon, I followed Vincent's instructions exactly. I went to our bank and withdrew half of everything in our joint accounts, $43,000, and moved it into a personal account under only my name. I removed Amanda from all my credit cards. The bank manager gave me a sympathetic look, like she'd seen this story play out many times before. At work, I began keeping a small notebook locked in my desk. Every time Amanda came home late, I wrote it down. Every lie she told, I logged it. Thursday, said she was meeting a client for dinner. Phone data showed she was at the Riverside Hotel until 10:30. Friday, claimed she had to work through lunch. Find My Phone showed her 2 hours away at a restaurant across town. The hardest part was pretending nothing had changed. Sitting across from her at dinner, asking about her day, acting like I didn't know she was lying straight to my face. One evening, Chloe noticed something. Dad, are you okay? She asked while we loaded the dishwasher. Yes, sweetheart. Just tired from work. She studied me carefully. You and Mom seem weird lately. I forced a smile. We're fine. Don't worry about it. But Chloe was 15, not a child. She knew something was wrong, even if she couldn't name it. Meanwhile, I kept monitoring Amanda's email. 2 weeks after my meeting with Vincent, I found what I was waiting for, another hotel reservation. Wednesday night. Same hotel. Same fake name. The booking was for the following week. I called Vincent immediately. She's meeting him next Wednesday. Room 847 at the Riverside. Perfect, Vincent said. Here's the plan. I'll have the divorce papers ready. You'll go to the hotel around 8 that evening. Get photographs if you can. Witnesses, if possible. Then hand her the papers. Clean, direct, devastating. What about Richard? I asked. Vincent's tone turned icy. I've already reached out to his wife through a contact. She'll be getting her own package, evidence included. Let's just say Richard Hayes is about to have a very bad week. That news gave me more satisfaction than I probably should have felt. Richard thought he could tear my family apart and walk away untouched. He was about to find out how wrong he was. The days leading up to Wednesday dragged on. Amanda was in high spirits, humming while she got ready for work, smiling at her phone. She had no clue the walls were closing in. On Wednesday morning, she kissed me goodbye like nothing was wrong. Don't wait up. I've got a late client dinner tonight. Sure, I replied evenly. Have a good evening. The moment she left, I stood alone in the kitchen, feeling only cold resolve. Tonight would be the end of it all. That evening, I told Chloe I had an errand to run. She was already looking after Caleb, the two of them getting ready for movie night. I drove to the Riverside Hotel with Vincent's words echoing in my mind. Clean. Simple. Devastating. I parked in the back lot and waited. Around 7:45, Amanda's car pulled in. She glanced at her reflection, fixed her hair, and walked toward the lobby in a dress I didn't recognize. 10 minutes later, Richard Hayes arrived in his Mercedes, tall, fit, dressed in a tailored suit. That was the man my wife chose. I gave them 15 minutes, then went in. The lobby buzzed with travelers. My pulse raced, but my focus was steady. Room 847, at the end of the corridor. I paused outside, listening. Voices. Laughter. Her laughter. The one that used to be mine. I opened my camera app and knocked. The sound inside stopped. Footsteps approached. The door cracked open. Amanda's face appeared. For an instant, she smiled, probably expecting room service. Then she saw me. Her expression turned to shock. Daniel. I said nothing, just pushed the door wider and stepped in. Richard stood by the window, shirt untucked, tie loose. The scene itself was a confession. What are you doing here? Amanda stammered. I reached into my jacket and pulled out the envelope Vincent had prepared. Delivering something. Her eyes went to it like it was poison. Daniel, I can explain. Don't. I held out the envelope. Divorce papers. Everything's in there. The proof, the timeline, all of it. Her hands shook as she took it. Richard started to speak, but when he saw my face, he went silent. Your wife will get her own copy tomorrow, Richard, I told him. Courtesy of my attorney. Hope your firm enjoys the scandal. He went pale. You can't. I already did. Amanda was crying now, mascara streaking down her cheeks. 6 months, Amanda. 6 months of lies. You came home, kissed me goodnight, after him. Used our home as your cover. Daniel, please. Save it, I said coldly. You made your choice. Now you live with it. I lifted my phone and snapped a photo of them together in that room. Amanda gasped, but I didn't care. Evidence, that's what Vincent wanted. It's all in the papers, I continued. My lawyer will contact you about custody. You can collect your things this weekend while I'm gone. She broke down completely. The kids. They'll know the truth, I said. In a way they can understand, but the truth. I turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and Amanda, that secret account you've been moving money into? My lawyer knows about that too. Her eyes widened. She'd been siphoning money for months, setting up her escape. I caught that too. I walked out without looking back, leaving them in their shattered fantasy. As the elevator descended, a strange calm settled over me. The hardest part was done. Now came the rebuilding. The next morning, before school, I sat Chloe and Caleb down. Kids, we need to talk. Chloe's face tensed. She'd been expecting this. Your mom and I are getting divorced. Caleb's eyes filled with confusion. Why? I spoke carefully. Your mom made choices that broke our marriage. She's been seeing someone else, her boss. I found out, and I can't stay married to someone who lied to me. Chloe's jaw tightened. I knew something was off. How long? About 6 months. 6 months. Her voice rose. She's been lying that long? Caleb started crying. I pulled him close. Hey, buddy, none of this is your fault. Your mom and I both love you. That'll never change. But we won't all live together anymore. So we won't live with both of you? He asked through tears. No, I said softly. But you'll still see both of us. We're figuring that out. Chloe stood up suddenly. I don't want to see her. Chloe. No, Dad. She wrecked our family. She lied to you every day. I'm 15. I get to choose who I live with. And I choose you. Her words hit harder than I expected. You don't have to decide now. I already have, she said firmly, then hugged me tight. I'm sorry, Dad. That afternoon, Amanda came home while I was at work. She packed her things, left her key on the counter, and called me 17 times. I didn't answer once. By Friday, the fallout had begun. Richard Hayes was on administrative leave pending investigation. His company forbade relationships between partners and subordinates. His wife filed for divorce and took their kids to her parents' place in Austin. Amanda lost her job too. The firm couldn't keep her after the scandal broke. She destroyed her career along with our marriage. Vincent called me with an update. Amanda's attorney wanted to open negotiations. She was asking for spousal support and half of everything, including the pharmacies. I let out a humorless laugh. She could ask for whatever she wanted. That's exactly what I told Vincent. We had undeniable proof of her cheating and her mishandling money. She had already siphoned $15,000 from our joint account before I withdrew my half. Her lawyer knew they were fighting a losing battle. Within 2 weeks, we reached a settlement. Amanda got the house. I didn't want it anyway. Too many ghosts. I kept all 3 pharmacies, my retirement accounts, and primary custody of both kids. She'd have them every other weekend, if they wanted to go. Chloe had already made it clear she didn't. No alimony. No share of my businesses. Amanda signed the papers without a single protest. She knew it was over. Once the divorce and custody were finalized, I made up my mind. I was leaving Dallas behind. Too many reminders, too many familiar faces, too many chances to run into Amanda or Richard. I needed a clean slate. Cameron helped me find a position at a pharmaceutical company in Portland, Oregon. Better salary, better benefits, a chance to start new. I sold 2 of my pharmacies, kept 1, and hired a manager to run it remotely. The sale money left me financially secure for years to come. Chloe was thrilled about the move. New city, new school, new everything. When are we leaving? She asked. End of the month. Think you'll be ready? I've been ready since you caught Mom cheating, she said bluntly. Caleb took longer to convince. He didn't want to leave his friends, his baseball team, his room. But kids are resilient, and eventually, he came around. I deleted my social media, changed my number, created a new email. Anyone who needed me could go through my lawyer. I wasn't interested in apologies, explanations, or drama. I was done with it all. The day we left Dallas, I didn't look back. I loaded the moving truck, buckled the kids in, and drove north. Amanda came by that morning to say goodbye, but I'd already left an hour earlier. She could visit them on her scheduled weekends, if she cared enough to make the trip to Oregon. Portland was everything Dallas wasn't. Cooler air, calmer pace, people who didn't know my past. I bought a house in a quiet neighborhood with good schools. Chloe made friends fast. Caleb joined a baseball league and started smiling again. My new job pushed me in all the right ways. I poured myself into my work, my kids, and the life I was rebuilding, one that had nothing to do with Amanda. Vincent finalized the divorce paperwork remotely. For months after the night at the hotel, the judge signed off. 16 years of marriage, gone, officially. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel much at all besides relief. Amanda had chosen her path. I had chosen mine. She could live with what she'd done while I moved on. Sometimes I'd sit on my back porch at night, beer in hand, thinking about how different everything was. Different in the best way, cleaner, freer. The kind of different that comes from cutting away the rot before it spreads. I was 44, divorced, starting fresh. And for the first time in months, I finally felt like myself again. 9 months passed in Portland. Months of rebuilding, rediscovering, and being the father my kids deserved. My company valued my experience, and I'd already been promoted to senior operations manager. The pharmacy back in Dallas was thriving under its new manager, sending me steady profits that padded my savings nicely. Chloe was thriving, straight A's, new friends, and even a boyfriend from her debate team. She'd grown tougher through it all, more self-assured. Sometimes I'd catch her watching me with this quiet pride, as if she understood everything I'd been through. Caleb had joined a travel baseball team and absolutely loved it. His coach said the kid had real talent. He smiled more now, laughed louder. The wound left by the divorce was finally healing. As for me, I'd started dating again. Nothing too serious, just a few coffees with a nurse I'd met through work. Her name was Jennifer. She had 2 kids of her own, a daughter Chloe's age and a boy a year younger than Caleb. We took things slow, but something about her felt real, honest. One Saturday, Jennifer and I took all 4 kids hiking. Watching them laugh, tease, and help each other along the trail, I felt something I hadn't in years, hope. That evening, after dropping Jennifer and her kids home, Chloe asked me, "You really like her, don't you, Dad?" I thought for a second. "Yeah, I do. Does that bother you?" She shook her head. "No. You deserve to be happy after everything Mom put you through. You deserve someone good." Her maturity never stopped surprising me. "Thanks, sweetheart," I said. "Just don't rush into anything," she added with a grin. "I'm not ready to call anyone stepmom yet." I laughed. "Deal." Amanda had tried reaching out a few times through email, long messages full of apologies and explanations I never read. Vincent forwarded them to me with short notes, more of the same. Your call if you want to respond. I never did. There was nothing she could say that would change the past. I'd stopped living there. I'd heard Richard Hayes moved out of state after his own divorce. Colorado, I think. His reputation in Dallas was in ruins. Good riddance. Amanda, according to Chloe's friends back home, was working as a receptionist now, a long way down from her old consultant job. She tried to reconnect with Chloe through texts, but my daughter kept her replies brief. I'm not ready to forgive her, Chloe told me one night. That's your choice, I said softly. Take all the time you need. Life found its rhythm. Work, the kids, the occasional date with Jennifer. It was simple, honest, and peaceful, exactly what we needed. Then, one ordinary Tuesday night, everything shifted. We were out for dinner at a cozy coffee shop near our house, laughing about something Caleb's teacher had said, when I noticed a familiar figure watching us from across the room. Amanda. My stomach dropped. What were the odds? Over 1,000 miles from Dallas, and there she was. She stood and walked toward us. Chloe froze the second she saw her. What is she doing here? She whispered. Amanda looked thinner, older, her eyes red and tired. Daniel, I can't believe I found you, she said, voice trembling. I've been searching for you for 9 months. Calling, asking around, trying everything. I finally got your new location through an old colleague. And why were you looking for me? I asked evenly. Because I needed to see you, to explain, to apologize. She looked at the kids. Can we talk alone? Before I could answer, Chloe cut in, her voice cold. We don't want to hear it, Mom. Amanda's face crumpled. Chloe, please. I made a terrible mistake. I've lost everything. My job, my friends, my family. I just want a chance to make things right. I stood up, calm but firm. Amanda, you've had 9 months to think about what you did. And I've had 9 months to build a life without you. So let me be clear. I looked her straight in the eye. I don't even know who you are anymore. Her breath caught, like I'd struck her. Daniel, please. I love you. I made a mistake. Can't you forgive me? I shook my head. Love isn't the problem. Trust is. And you destroyed that completely. There's nothing left to save, hasn't been for a long time. At that moment, Jennifer walked into the cafe. We'd planned to meet for drinks after dinner. She took one look at the scene and came over. Everything okay here, Daniel? She asked, placing a reassuring hand on my shoulder. Amanda's eyes flicked from Jennifer to the kids, realization dawning. You've moved on. Yes, I said simply. I have. Amanda looked at us, at the woman beside me, at my children smiling softly in her presence, and I saw the truth hit her. The life she'd thrown away was gone for good. Tears welled in her eyes. I should go, she whispered. Yeah, I said quietly. You should. She turned and walked out. I watched her leave, feeling nothing but relief. The door closed behind her, and with it, that entire chapter of my life. Jennifer squeezed my shoulder. You okay? Better than okay, I said honestly. I looked at my kids, at the woman who'd brought light back into my life. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Chloe smiled, and in that moment, I knew she understood. The past was behind us for good. Amanda could chase her regrets all she wanted, but we were moving forward. Together. Towards something better.